I would say it does. There was an extremely surreal moment about 5 minutes ago or so when you could hear helicopters. Actually, I can still hear the helicopters buzzing, and then the crowd started to make a lot more noise. And then I think it was at that point that Donald Trump came out there and he held up his fist there at the entrance to 100 Center Street to, show sort of, I suppose, a gesture to his supporters who have gathered here. We were expecting him to perhaps say a few words, but we certainly didn't hear any words as he stood in front. But then I hear that you reported that he described it as surreal.
Yeah, Trump waving to his supporters. And Jessica, there was, all this talk, the mayor of New York City warning against rabble-rousers, that there would be big demonstrations, that there would be this sort of storming of New York City. It hasn't materialized.
Well, that has not happened. There's been very tight security, police on high alert. There are police all over the place here. There are barriers put up here, up at Trump Tower as well. And people were discouraged to come out and protest. And I think many Trump supporters, they may well have been afraid to come out and protest because, of course, there are all sorts of conspiracy theories going around about January 6th and what happened there. And many Trump supporters are sort of spooked at the idea of facing a similar situation. So I think really it's the most sort of hardcore supporters who came here today. That's certainly the impression that I'm getting looking at them. They're flying flags that say things like Trump or death on the one side, and walking around with signs about how this is all a deep state plot. So it's really the most fringe of the Trump supporters. And then the same on the other side with the anti-Trump supporters, the anti-Trump protesters who are gathered here. They seem to be amongst the most extreme, and they're sort of hurling insults across the barrier at each other, those two sides.